Hello co-pilots, we're on our final approach to summer holiday season. And many of you will be packing a bit of camera kit for the journey. One item that is usually grounded before takeoff, the tripod. Heavy, bulky and about as welcome in your suitcase as excess baggage fees. Especially on a flight, it can feel like a logistical turbulence. Or can it? That's exactly what we'll be texting through in this video. So, seatbelts fastened, cabin crew ready for departure, cleared for takeoff. We can all agree on one thing: a camera tripod is that bit of kit that separates amateur hour from proper polished production. A Sachtler Flowtech is the tripod I usually fly with, a professional grade bit of engineering at roughly €4,000 or $4,600. Carbon fiber construction, about 6 kilos in weight and roughly 80 centimeters in length. We can also agree that is not exactly holiday hand luggage. It won't squeeze into your suitcase and airlines tend to classify it as oversized baggage. I distinctly remember being charged over €100 just to get it on a flight to Paris, not exactly a pleasant boarding experience. Which is precisely why I picked up the Ulanzi TT09 VideoGo travel tripod. Let's run through the specifications. Like the trusty Sachtler Flowtech, it's made of carbon fiber. It weighs around 1.5 kilograms or 3 pounds. It falls down to 45 centimeters or 17 inches and currently retails at about €260 or $300. I bought the Ulanzi VideoGo about 2 years ago and have taken it to destinations like Japan, the Netherlands and the Canary Islands in Spain. So far it hasn't missed a flight. But you do need to be clear about what you're boarding with. So let me be perfectly upfront: if you're used to something like a €4,000 Sachtler, you cannot expect the same features or performance from this little tripod. That would be like comparing a budget airline to first class. But let's climb to cruising altitude and break it down. First things first, it fits in your suitcase. That sounds obvious, but it's a crucial checkpoint when you're traveling privately or heading somewhere only accessible by air. And it weighs barely more than a bag of sugar. And if you have ever hauled a professional tripod across locations, you appreciate traveling light, unless of course you're training for the Tripod Carrying World Championship. The locks on the Ulanzi VideoGo are straightforward to operate, allowing you to extend the legs quickly and efficiently. However, here's the key point you need to keep in mind. A lightweight tripod like this one comes with a rather limited payload. Ulanzi officially states about 5 kilograms as the maximum payload for the ball head. The tripod itself is rated for 20 kilograms, which is a slightly cheeky figure considering you do actually need the ball head, so realistically 5 kilograms is your ceiling. That makes it suitable for something like the Sony FX3 or an even smaller camera such as the Canon PowerShot V1. But even then, the VideoGo has its limits, and you'll want to know them before committing. So let's address the unavoidable turbulence of a compact travel tripod. Coming back to my Sachtler Flowtech, that one features a high-end fluid head. It's perfectly dampened, allowing for silky smooth pans and tilts. To put it plainly, the little Ulanzi doesn't have anything remotely comparable, nor could it at this altitude. There are 2 knobs, one for the X-axis and one for the Y-axis, which you can tighten or loosen. These knobs introduce a bit of friction, attempting to smooth out your movements. But as you can see, the start and end of pans and tilts are rarely smooth. The movement itself can be uneven, and trying to pan and tilt simultaneously, well, that's where things can get a bit bumpy. Certainly not what you'd call a professional maneuver. I can assure you that simply doesn't happen with a professional tripod. But again, different aircraft, different expectations. Still, there is another factor to consider. The Ulanzi VideoGo extends to 119 centimeters. That's simply too short for filming someone standing. I like to call it nostril TV, even though Ning isn't particularly tall at just under 1,70 m. Yes, you can extend the center column, which makes it workable for someone like Ning. But for taller individuals like myself, well, you're still flying a bit too low. And extending the center column introduces more instability, which is precisely what you do not want from a tripod. It's like adding turbulence on purpose. As you can tell, you can't have everything. Compact, lightweight and budget-friendly doesn't come with premium high-end features. Which means for certain shots you'll need to get creative and quite literally leave no stone unturned. There's also one more issue worth mentioning based on my 2 years of experience with this little tripod. The hook is designed for hanging a backpack to stabilize the tripod. But in windy conditions, I can assure you, and I felt that myself, that backpack acts more like a sail, catching the wind and causing even more shake. At that point it feels like you're battling crosswinds on landing. Listening to myself, it might sound like the VideoGo is a complete write-off. Well, that is not the case at all. Let's let me bring this in for landing with a proper verdict. Cabin crew, prepare for arrival. The Ulanzi TT09 travel tripod is a compact, lightweight and travel-friendly bit of kit with a fair number of limitations, but it also enables shots that you simply wouldn't get otherwise. If you're conducting an interview, have your subject sit down. Not exactly first class, but perfectly serviceable, and as video creators we improvise daily, that's part of our job description. It's also well suited for wide landscape shots. Just don't zoom in too far or you may reintroduce a bit of shake into the frame. So what do you think? Too harsh or fair assessment? Let me know in the comments, and if you fancy it, do subscribe to my rather new channel. That's all for today. Thanks for flying along with the Ulanzi tripod and me, and don't forget to buy a ticket for the next flight. See you then.